Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah. I figured out how to start this whole thing on my own, so I'm pretty stoked. I just had to hit some buttons. We're live, so welcome to
Damn.
another. I'm stoked, man.
How
Welcome
are
to.
we live?
I hit a button and it
And
happened.
and it okay.
It said go live. I'm like, I wonder what that does. Good old Bill O'Reilly logic right there. So welcome to another episode of Title Five Podcast, where a trained professional coach and fighter, Coach Rage from EYR, Engage Your Rage Fighting Systems, discuss the most important fights in MMA with the exact opposite of that. A completely not trained, not fighting coach. We break down the greatest fights in MMA, and tonight is no different. We actually get to talk about UFC 295, which seems to be a trend that there's a lot of last minute replacements and a last minute card changes, and these fights still go on. Dana has found ways to, as he says, the show must continue. Last pay-per-view, we got technically three last minute replacements and weight changes. As we know, tonight was supposed to be the first heavyweight title defense for John Jones versus former heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic. Jones is out with a terrible, was it knee injury?
I don't remember.
Yeah, me neither. I should have looked that up. I have all my dirt sheets right here. Either way, he is out for at least 8 to 9 months. So that looks like it's gonna say again.
Wow, I didn't realize he was going to be out that long.
Yeah, not supposed to withdraw. Let me see what I got here. Gruesome
I saw a
injury,
video.
torn tendon.
I think it's the pec major that he.
Oh yeah, he's holding his left shoulder in this clip here. He said he's had that injury since, I guess, collegiate wrestling, which, I mean, the amount of work that, this guy's been in so many battles that it doesn't surprise me. But it's one of his first, I think, injury withdrawals from an actual fight, like ever, that I can think of. He almost lost about the chael due to a busted toe, but he was still able to get out of that fight before the bell rang, which is wild. So the Miocic and Jones fight is hopefully going to be rescheduled, but on the timeline it's on, it may not be till fight week of next summer, International Fight Week. That seems to kind of line up with what I think the injury length is, and whether or not Stipe wants to hold out for that big money and then unify what we have tonight, the interim heavyweight title between Aspinall and Pavlovich, and the Jones and Stipe match. Stipe may want to hold out. He may not want to. We'll see. The big money's there for him. He's not got a lot left to prove. It depends if he wants that paycheck or that title more. I think the paycheck's worth it, man. I think Jones at fight week, a cool couple million easily for sure.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. He's getting up there in age, and he hasn't fought in a long time.
The Ngannou fight was his last fight.
That's a long time.
yeah. Ngannou's like a full-blown world champion boxer now, apparently. According to the casuals out there.
Yeah, there you go. So it's really I feel bad for Stipe, right? I don't know if I should feel that bad for him. I don't know how he's doing. But yeah, it's rough when you get up there in age, and then the closer you get to retirement age, every month is longer, So it's rough. And then he hasn't been in the cage in a long time. He and then it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he should. Well, I think he should figure out what he needs to do and do it. How's that for good coaching?
yeah, for sure. The longer he waits, definitely, he's 41. He's a little bit older than I am. And
wow.
Definitely a lot older than you are.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was wow. I didn't realize he was that old.
And he's still a full-time firefighter. Like, the man is backdrafting all the time. So the miles are definitely not on his, they're on the winter side of his career. I mean, the same could be said for Jones too. But Jones obviously may have the miles put in, but he doesn't have the damage put in. You know,
Right.
Miocic has been stopped 3 or 4 times. You know, Stefan Struve, DC, Ngannou, all devastating knockouts. All pretty far apart as well, but I mean, like that still clicks on your ticker on the old dome for sure. So,
absolutely,
I wanted that fight to happen. That's like the number one question, like the biggest question in heavyweight fighting ever since Randy versus Fedor. I think was Jones versus Miocic at heavyweight. And if it ever happens, we're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Hopefully, it does happen.
But man, Stipe's so far past his prime. You know, it's kind of not fair. And now we're going to wait another X amount of months for it to happen. And then he's that much closer to 40, whatever, you know?
Right.
Damn. Yeah, it's rough. It's a rough break. It sucks, but hopefully he'll be well compensated and
most definitely,
you know, be able to have a little retirement fund.
Well, since we do have not a whole lot in the way of controversies to talk about, we can touch on the women's main fight of the night, Mackenzie Dern versus Jessica Andrade, which I was a little surprised to see Jessica Andrade in this position in a non-title co-main event, essentially. I personally thought, I'm not talking shit, I thought she actually did retire after her last fight, which I think was that a sub to like Blanchfield or something? I'm going to bring that up. She is on a 3-fight law. Oh, Tatiana Suarez, of course. Blanchfield was 2 years ago. No, these are all this year. Blanchfield in February, sub loss. Yan Shannon, KO loss. May this year. Tatiana Suarez, who will fucking murder everybody in any division she wants to. A month ago, August, 2 months ago. So, yeah, versus, you know, I would say arguably the best jiu-jitsu player in the women's division ever, Mackenzie Dern. I don't know your thoughts on her in Megaton. I'm a huge fan of her work ethic and her style. And it was always a question on whether or not she can swim in the division with pure MMA fighters, and I think she's not doing too bad. She's only set 13-3 with no finish losses.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm friends with Megaton. This is clearly a slow pitch setup for Mackenzie.
For Dern, I feel the same way. I feel like this is like, it's almost like one of those. I don't know if they're giving Jessica the Tony Ferguson treatment, where they're like, "We love you so much, let's just give you 5 chances," or it's like, "We don't like you so much, let's just keep giving you killers in the division."
Yeah, the thing is, because of the business change, the business model change in the UFC isn't cutting people like they used to. They used to, you know, 2 losses in a row, you're gone. They're not doing that anymore because they have to fill the content spots.
Right.
So now they're starting to behave a little bit more like boxing, you know, and so they're giving Mackenzie the push, and you know, Andrade is, you know, she hits hard, but she's pretty predictable in her striking. I feel bad that Mackenzie is not with Jason Perillo anymore. The Ruka gym in Huntington Beach shut down, and Perillo moved on to another location, and I'm not sure where Mackenzie is training right now, but she's no longer with Perillo. I would have a lot more.
As of this right now, it says she's at Ruka.
Yeah, that's
with Jason Perillo. It still lists him as her trainer.
Yeah, that's not accurate.
Okay. Thank you, Wikipedia, for always being reliable.
Yeah. Well, that's Wikipedia, right? Versus the inside, you know, I got the insider track.
Right, yeah, no, I trust you over. I mean, you literally, your cell phone probably has names that I can only imagine. So yeah.
I like Jason Perillo. I like
his coaching style. I like listening to him in the corner. Like I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of, like, from a fan's point of view, listening to coaching styles in the corners. I'm trying to think of who Perillo had. Did Perillo ever do BJ Penn? He was BJ Penn's guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So BJ Penn, when that terror was going on, when BJ didn't even need to work on his hands, and they got Perillo, and then he really was tearing it. He would talk to him like just like a bro. Like you were like, damn, that makes sense. Yeah. So
yeah. And Perillo's one of the better boxing instructors in MMA. He's right up there with me. And if the point that I'm making is if Mackenzie was still with Jason, I would be very, very like 90% sure that it's her fight. But not having Perillo in her camp for this fight gives Jessica slightly better odds, but not. I still think it's going to be easy to close the distance, especially the way Andrade throws her punches. They're all wide looping
she's a
punches.
loopy. Like when she first came in, they were compared to and accurately female Vanderlei.
Yeah.
Like just wide looping knockout punches.
Yep. And
I mean Dern. I'm not going to say the sentence Dern has hands.
No,
I will say that she does utilize her shots to set up her clinch and her takedowns.
Yeah.
We saw that a long time ago, and I think her debut against Amanda Bobby Cooper.
Her hands have improved dramatically.
Fucking hope so.
Oh yeah, and the whole thing is all you need to do is let Andrade come to you, shell up, cover up, and this is gonna go to the ground.
Yeah.
And once it goes to the ground, it's all Mackenzie.
Yeah, so, and I mean, Andrade is no slouch on the ground either. She's probably high-level jiu-jitsu to begin with, but like they say, there's levels to this game, and Dern's has been, she got her first black belt in a diaper, I'm sure of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she's a master on the ground. It's the positions that she gets before the submissions are reminiscent of like Frank Mir, where he puts horsepower into jiu-jitsu, and I love it. She's constantly inventing things while she's taking you into deep waters.
So Megaton, you were saying, Mackenzie got her first black belt before she got out of diapers. Megaton Diaz had Mackenzie convinced that Cameron Diaz was her cousin.
Yeah, I mean, she spelled it with hers is with a Z, and then the Brazilian Portuguese is with an S.
Yeah, but to a 7-year-old.
To a 7-year-old, yeah, for sure, yeah. Cameron looks. So yeah,
I just thought that was funny.
That's a good story. That's a very Vince Scully. That's a very Vince Scully of MMA type of story, which I love here at the Title Fight podcast. So, how long do you think it's going to take before you think the inevitable? You think submission, or you think we're going decision with just ground dominance?
Man, I think Mackenzie gets a sub. I think she can do it in the first round. I don't want to use
MMA math, but if it took Blanchfield 2, it's going to take Dern 1, and I feel the same way.
That's what MMA math is for, right?
And then I don't know what's next. If and when Dern wins this is at the 25-pound division. Has she finally been able to shake?
Strawweight,
okay,
115,
cool, yeah. So this is if we put her. I mean, where she's ranked now is
she's up there.
She's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Why do they got Andrade in 2 divisions? Am I confused here?
No, Andrade.
Yeah, she is. Okay, so this would put. I mean, you're gonna have to put. This is it right here. This is the end game right here. Derns versus Suarez for the title fight. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Derns is like 4 or 5. Derns is at 7. Suarez is at 3.
Mm-hmm.
And and then obviously Zhang Weili is champion. She just beat Esparza. Yao Shannon is number 2. I don't know the time frame with which anyone's injured or have just fought, but Zhang Li's fight versus Esparza was far enough way back where she may have room for another defense before we rebook Suarez and Dern. So, but that fight has to happen. That has to be the next fight.
Mm. Did they fight already? Dern and Suarez? No.
I I mean, I answered that like I knew, and I usually do. Let me see here.
I don't think they did.
No, they've never fought. I would have known that for
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Suarez would have won, in my opinion. But I'm a big
yeah, especially
bootlicker on Suarez.
like, but you know, Suarez was out for a while with a shoulder injury. She's back now. Not the most pleasant person in the world, but you know, she's a fighter. She doesn't need to be.
I'm friends with her friends. I'm close friends with polarizing figure. I don't know how you feel if you know him, Cody Bollinger. He trains with her and their team, and I'm friends with the family.
Why can't I put a face to that?
He may or may not have been on The Ultimate Fighter for about 3 minutes, about 20 years ago. So he never actually fought in the UFC.
No, but he's local, right? He's
from Rancho Cucamonga, that area, that team.
Fuck, I gotta know. I know the name. I just can't think of his face right now. But
yeah, let me see if he's got a wiki. I got a picture of him. I can just bring that up.
There you go.
I got cool friends. I got pictures with what's that guy? I forget him. The fake Brazilian that does the parody of jiu-jitsu.
Oh, Orange. Laurent.
Yeah. Yeah, I got pictures of that guy too. I love that guy. That guy's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is though, like,
oh, there we go.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you may maybe he's a local boy.
Yeah.
He's done big things in like the King of the Cage, stuff like that.
Yep. Cool. I thought Suarez was OC, but no, she's.
I thought she was out there in Rancho. Let me bring that back up.
Okay.
Same place like Dominic Reyes is at. Does that not sound right?
Oh, really?
Let me see here. Oh, I nailed it. Rancho Cucamonga, trains out of Millennia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think that's where I think that's like old Joe Stevenson territory, like the Apple Valley clan.
Yeah.
Dominic Reyes. I spelled Dominic with all of the wrong letters.
Cool. It's the best way to do it.
All right. Dominic Cruz.
No.
Your favorite.
Yeah. He's down in San Diego though. But
yeah,
for some reason I had Tatiana in like Anaheim. Maybe she was.
I don't even know anyone. The closest to Anaheim that I know of besides Paulson is Black House in Huntington or Costa Mesa. Anaheim.
Classic fight teams in Anaheim.
I actually don't know that one.
Yeah, there's Oyama is
Colin Oyama, that's Huntington Beach.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Irvine.
Dominic Reyes is
that's the thing though, right?
Okay, Dominic is at Joe Stevenson.
Those are all OC to me. It's like what,
I feel it. Hey, I'm from the OC, which is why I know where those are at. But to someone from not OC, it's like LA. It's like, where's Pomona? Do you know where Pomona is? I don't know. LA. Where's Torrance? I don't know. LA. It's all the same.
Cool. Pomona. What is a Pomona?
It is a fucking place you don't want to be.
Yeah, is it contagious?
That sounds about right. So coming up in the co-main event.
So Baby Shark, Tabitha Ricci is fighting Lupe Gomez. Or Lupe
Gomez? Yeah, Lupe. Yeah, it's Lupe. Yeah.
Lupe, yeah. Is it Gomez or is it?
I think it is. That sounds right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, go Godinez. There we go.
Godinez. Yes. I apologize, Lupe. That's going to be a very significant fight in the strawweight division. And that's going to be a really, really tough fight for both of them.
Is Tabitha out of one of your black houses, or is she from the the Andre Pedneris black house?
I know her very, very well from Black House.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's out in like Simi Valley, Thousand Oaks area. She lives out there. My
camera can see me. That's where that dude with the mustache is from. Forget his name though. I don't think he fights in the UFC anymore.
Yeah. She's with Paragon Jiu-Jitsu primarily, but then Black House has a lot of strawweights, and she does a lot of sparring there. But and Loopy is really tough, really tenacious, and she's got hands. She can throw. Uh, and Baby Shark is a ground specialist. She's judo and jujitsu. So it's going to be a tough matchup for both of them. But I just wanted to shout her out because, friend of
No,
mine.
absolutely. This platform is also for you, my friend. I got you. You got homegrown talent or friends of the show, man. I love keeping an eye on them.
Yeah.
Co-main event of the night. Wow.
Bro.
Yuri Prokoshka versus Alex Pereira for the light heavyweight title, the belt that Jerry never lost. And was the Jan Blachowicz versus Pereira? That wasn't a non-title fight, right? That wasn't for a vacant title.
It might have.
That was just for a debut in the weight class for Pereira.
I don't remember.
Yeah. There's a lot of fuckery in that division right now, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bad luck. Obviously, Jamal Hill linearly is also the champion, but he's out with an injury, so he also never lost his belt.
Yeah, so it's because of all the devil work that John Jones was doing to keep the title when it still has bad juju and
this is the main event. Oh my god, I thought the heavyweight would be the fucking main event. Oh. Well, we can still talk about it, but yeah, the main event is actually the main event, the lightweight title or light heavyweight title.
Oh, so the heavyweights are the
co-main. I thought it was the other way around. I don't know. Just because of, I guess, body size and the way that this picture looks.
So we're talking about the heavyweights then?
No, we can still talk about the light heavyweight. We're already on it.
Okay. Yuri
never lost that belt, and this is only Alex's second fight in the division, I believe, going 0-1 win, 1-0. So here's what I like about this fight is you have two of the best in the respective natural sports, let's say. Both kickboxing, but both very different styles of kickboxing. I think Yuri's is more Muay Thai, more spinning shit, more flashy, more Street Fighter, where Alex is more traditional, but both the best in the world at what they do. And now you have them in this unnatural environment that they're both very good at now. We saw, obviously, Yuri tapped Glover Teixeira with jiu-jitsu, which is insane. And then Pereira coming in here, who has a ground game, just never has had to utilize it. This is a very unpredictable fight. I think Yuri physically is definitely much bigger, but takes more risks and is a lot flashier, where Pereira is definitely more cold and more calculated. I cannot predict this fight, but if I were, it's very possible that the sniping of Pereira gets on the inside of the spinning shit and tags him just like he did Sean Strickland, and that could be somewhere in round 2 or 3. But I can see those crazy-ass flying knees from Jerry, that spinning back elbow. He is a Tasmanian devil in there, and I love to see it. I have no idea who's going to win this fight, and I'll be very stoked to see any one of them walk out with that title.
Yeah. I feel quite similar. Like there can be some dimensional rifts. Atoms fracturing and atomic.
This will be like superheroes in the sky.
Yeah, like crazy, because you've got the one punch finisher, the power, the left hook of Potan. That it hits anything and it dies.
Yeah,
but then you have
the great Sean Strickland, middleweight champion of the world.
Middleweight champion of the world. Sean did it
from Riverside, California, my boy.
And then you have the absolute and just the utter chaos of Prochazka, of Yuri Prochazka. I'm leaning towards Yuri. Because of the chaos, because he's so unpredictable, his head movement, he's hard to find and he's hard to read. He's super hard to read. And Pereira is slowing down a little bit. He's getting up there in age. I don't think he looked good against in his last light heavyweight fight. I don't think against I agree for sure. He didn't look like someone who would get a title fight off of that fight. But
when everyone in the top 5's out with an injury, what you gonna do?
And he's I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the title shot. I think he does. I think Yuri is something special, and I think he's a problem.
Absolutely.
But
Like him and Jones at 205. Him and Jones at 205 would be money all day long.
Yeah. The old, like, Jones of yesteryear against Yuri, that would be exciting. I think Jones is on his decline. What do you guys think about the odds? Does it make sense for I don't know anything about the odds, brother.
They're pretty even with Yuri as a favorite by not much. So yeah, what they're saying,
that
what
seems
they're
like
saying is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. You got the puncher's chance, the one and done. If it lands, you got problems from Poton, and then you've got the Tasmanian Devil, absolute chaos, unpredictability of Prohaska, and as you said, Yuri choked out Glover. What?
And I honestly think that was the first sub loss of
Glover's career,
at least UFC career.
Yeah.
No, of his entire career. Yeah. Holy shit! 34-9, one sub loss to a guy who, in that fight, Yuri had great ground game, so he's definitely working on it. He didn't
34-9, so he's had 45 fights,
and he's 45 years old. He's Brazilian Granny Couture.
Damn.
He is Captain Brazil. Yeah, love that guy.
I got his phone number in my phone.
I believe you. I believe it. I got Bill Alfonso from ECW in my phone, so that's what I got. So you're going with Yuri by Chaos. How soon in the match do you think it's going to go, or in the fight?
So this is the main event, so it's a 5-rounder, right?
Correct.
There's no way this can go 5 rounds. That's not possible, is it?
I don't think so. There's no way.
I don't know.
This is not gonna be Kimbo versus
Dada
or Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou. This is not gonna be that.
Oh man, I'm gonna say round 3. I'm gonna say midway through round 3, something's gonna happen. Yeah. But how long was like the Glover fight was
4? That went to a 5, I believe.
Yeah, right. That went. Yeah. It ended, but
that was the last 30 seconds. That was the Anderson Silva of Andrew Chelsonen. That was the last 30 seconds. I just watched that on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless, it's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be exciting.
I'm not gonna be sitting in my chair the moment that fight starts at all. Moving on now down to the co-main event, the heavyweight title fight. I thought it was heavyweight because if it was Jones, it would have been the heavyweight main event, but obviously downgraded a little bit. So that makes sense to me. Future of UK fighting, Tom Aspinall, a young Tom Aspinall, who's only a year younger than Sergey, who is the future of Russian heavyweights. I like this fight a lot. Tom is very young. He's very spry. He's very piss and vinegar. He comes out fast, comes out hard. And I think that's going to be easy pickings for Sergey, who is the second coming of Fedor. I think that Tom Aspinall is going to come out as fast as he did like Marcin Tybura. And Sergey is a very patient but quick finisher as well. And I think that this is just going to be a small setback in the future of Tom Aspinall. I just don't think you can fuck with someone like Pavlovich right now, who has not only the knockout experience, he's 15 knockouts, 3 decisions. He's 18-1 versus 13-3, and they're at the same age. And then you look at the competition that they grew up with. Most of Sergey's fights have been in Russia up until UFC, even making his first 2 or 3 UFC fights in Russia. I just think that Sergey's too calculated to fall for a quick trap for a young fighter like Tom, and I think he gets him done in 1. I think it's going to be a TKO in 1 for Sergey.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to be a hard fight for him, just because of how excited Tom comes out of the gates.
Now, Sergey's one loss was against Uberim.
It was against Uberim, and that was 5 years ago. Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. I think
Every fight, every one of his finishes, except for one decision. 3 decisions. 1, 2, 3. 3 decisions. The rest of them, 15 knockouts, all first rounds. That's I want to say that's pretty unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, there's very close. There's some giants out there, but that maintaining that statistic coming into the UFC is wild.
Yeah, and look at Derek Lewis, Tai Tuivasa, Curtis Blades, like
versus, I mean, like Tom Aspinall. I mean, I love the damn guy, but against Andrei Arlovski, Alexander Volkov, like bigger, slower dudes who are only known for. I mean, I would not say Arlovski is known for his hand speed anymore.
So I'm just looking at Tapology here, and I see that Aspinall lost to Curtis Blades.
That was a knee injury. He came out fast, and he
okay.
And he rolled his ankle, put him out for like a year.
Okay. All right. So that wasn't really a loss.
Yeah, that was. I don't even think they got to the glove touch on that one.
Yeah. I hear everything that you're saying, and it makes valid. It's valid. It makes good sense. But Tommy is more well-rounded, and he's got a diverse skill set, and
he only has 3 subs though. That's only 3 more than Sergey.
Yep.
Is that what we're measuring it by, or is there something about his training that
No, just as far as like the game itself, understanding how to put the arts together, how to strike into your takedowns, and Aspinall's game is just more sophisticated than Sergey's, but how sophisticated is a sledgehammer?
We don't even, to be fair, we don't even know how sophisticated. Almost, I would say either one of their games are in a long enough fight, because they both have never seen the third round. I mean, Aspinall has never seen the third round ever.
Yeah.
And Sergey's only seen it 3 times. So it's not like we have these large measuring sticks of ground game, wrestle fucking, cardio. Like none of those things are public displays of dominance yet.
Yeah.
So whatever I believe you.
Yeah, man. This is awesome though. Like how unusual is it to legit not know, like not even like, so the light heavyweights, right? We're like, I don't know. 50-50. I'm leaning this way.
We don't know. We have a really good idea that it's going to be a kickboxing match. We have a pretty solid idea that Mackenzie Dern is not winning by flying knee,
Right. But the main event and the co-main event are really close. Like, we have an idea who we think is gonna be but with this heavyweight matchup, I don't know. I could see Sergey easily finishing it round 1, like you said. I can see Aspinall finding a way in the later rounds, round 2, round 3, figuring out Sergey's style. But the other thing that we don't know is how hard does Sergey actually hit? Because I've heard guys that held pads for him injuring their hands. So that, and man, I don't know, but like you said, it's what, 15 knockouts, like, bro. Something like that,
it's just 15 knockouts. Fuck, and all in less than 1 round.
Yeah.
Like, all of the fights he's had that he's finished are the longest one was his very first fight, and that was almost 4 minutes. Everything else has been less than that.
Yeah, so I guess I need to lean towards Sergey, right?
That's where
because of
that's where the
everything
paper money goes. That's the paper
that
trail,
you
for sure.
outlined, but I also need to give the out that I could see Aspinall surviving, getting around, figuring out the takedown, figuring out the getting the win via submission. I don't see Aspinall knocking out Sergey.
Okay.
I don't see that happening. There's just too much firepower to, you know. If Tai Tuivasa and Derek Lewis and if they're not,
did they touch him? Did they hit him with their best shot? You know,
I don't think
so.
But
a lot of the game is not getting hit. You know, you don't want to be known for resilience. You don't want to be known as a fighter that can take a shot and keep going, because that means you got shitty defense. So good on Aspinall for not even getting hit with those best shots, because we know that if they did, it probably would have been lights out.
Right. No, I'm saying Sergey, like, if we look at what he did to Derek Lewis and what he did to Tai Tuivasa
in the exact same amount of time too.
You know,
exactly. 55 and 54 seconds.
Aspinall is more sophisticated than Tuivasa, but he's not a better striker than Tuivasa. Like, he's a more sophisticated striker.
Right, and that matters.
You know, but if Tai couldn't touch Sergey, why would Aspinall be able to? I just don't.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know, yeah. So I guess I've talked myself into going with Sergey.
Cool. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. You know, obviously we're not putting money down. That's last time I did that, I lost on hoist to Matt Hughes, so I learned my lesson the hard way.
There you go. I'm actually professionally prohibited from.
That's true. You are not the next.
What's his name? James Krause.
James Krause. The James Krause. Yeah, goddamn. Huge fan of that guy until that happened. Well, we appreciate your input. I'm glad we still agree with each other. We are undefeated in our agreements. The unpro with the real pro.
There we go. So what did we say about? I think
we both said Yuri.
Yeah. Oh, did we? Okay.
I think we both said Yuri.
Okay.
I think we said spinning shit's gonna be the factor in that one.
Okay.
And I just said that if Poatan wins, it's gonna be because he's very calculated sniper that comes right down the middle.
Okay.
Which is still very possible. You know, if anything, he is patient. I can give him that in the world.
So what's going to be fight of the night? Circle Debate is asking what's going to be fight of the night.
Of these, I mean,
it's going to be Yuri.
Every fight on this, every fight could be there's a lot of good fights on this card, but of these, it's going to be Yuri and Pereira. There's no way that it's fucking not.
Yeah.
They should probably give them the bonuses before their walkout. That's how I'm confident I am in that.
The French guy, you know who I'm talking about?
Benoit Saint-Denis.
Saint-Denis. Yes. That fight is really hard for me to get a feel for too. That's going to be a good fight, man.
Steamroller Fribola is fucking on one, man. A guy who can finish Drew Dober like that, is wild.
Right. Right. You know, and Saint-Denis, he's good, he's tough, but he's got some technical holes in the transitions. You know, his wrestling's not the best. His striking, it's good, it's powerful, but it's lacking sophistication. And you know, Frivola, you just he shouldn't have been. What the fuck? Drew Dober? Drew Dober is a phenomenal striker.
Mm-hmm. And that's not even his best attribute, and that's how good he is at it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I am excited Man, like, and then even the first fight there with the kid that looks like My Chemical Romance, Diego
Got-
Lopez and Pat Sabatini.
Gotcha.
I don't know who's going to win that fight either. So every fight on this card except McKenzie, where it's like very, very close. So
Yeah.
cool.
Cool. Well, I appreciate that. Circle of the Debate. Thanks, you guys, for watching. If you liked what you heard and saw, feel free to hit that subscribe button, notification bell, stay up to date. Coach Rage, we will see you for the recap show next Friday, same time, same place, 8 to 8:30 on Fridays. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it.